Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Production Breakdowns, and I'm breaking down Pakeezah this time. Yeah, so the next section is the interlude, and I personally really love the interlude. I think it's a beautiful piece which we've come up with. So I had this idea of having a big string interlude. I had a vocal as well with Ishaan here, and it sounds something like this. So it's a beautiful note, and we're also cutting down the reverb at the end. I think it sounds beautiful. The strings as a whole sound something like this. Let me play that for you. Ah, gosh, I think these strings are absolutely beautiful. Pretty angelic. I think it's, I forgot which contact library I had used for these strings, but we have processed it a lot, and we have made it, almost like a frozen strings sort of an effect, especially in the cellos here. Since this whole interlude was dictated by the strings, I wanted to add something which fits into the family of strings rather than an acoustic bass. So that is the reason I have added a double bass. And I think with the double bass, the interlude just sounds completely different, completely natural, and it just fits in perfectly. So this section we have backed it up with the keys. The Rhodes are playing, of course. So here the Rhodes are a lot more grungier. The velocity is a lot more, and it gives that drive to the overall instrumentation. Then we have santoor in this santoor, and there's a finger picked guitar. Let me just play this bass for you. So the santoor is on the higher frequency range. It's also panned to the left. I have a finger picked guitar which has this high delay effect. The feedback is really high in this. And together, it gives a very Indian tone to it, even though it is not completely Indian. The strings and the double bass sound like this. And of course we have the drums coming in here. So this one tabla fill here specifically is very interesting because I've used it quite a few times. This is what it sounds like. So I chopped it up from a tabla loop, and with those we of course have a lot of shakers going on. A lot of heavy shakers because this is what is driving the whole interlude. So yeah, overall it sounds something like this. So at the end of the flute section, I have only limited the instrumentation to the shakers at the end, and the Rhodes are also, the velocity has decreased, as you can see in the visual here. And I have a few synth add-ons here. Yeah, this is basically a transition to the next section. I think it sounds very nice. The grand piano here. Na 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 na. So the strings cannot, make such a fast motion. I wanted a very smooth and slow glide between the notes. So I needed another instrument to just, emphasize on this melody. Na 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 na. That's why I've used a piano in this. As simple as a grand piano. I think it is one of the best sounding instruments, and it's an instrument I'm the most comfortable with when I'm composing stuff or producing stuff. And then I have a low impact here. The low impact also has a slight reverb in it, which I know it's not very advisable to add reverb on such low elements, but it's automated and it has a slower release towards the end. Yeah, this is the interlude. And now a very, very beautiful section I want to go to is the bridge, because that is my personal favorite. That is where me and Ishaan have gotten the ghazal elements of the song in, and I think it's absolutely perfect. तेरे पास होते हुए तुझको चुराए, तेरे संग प्यार की रस्में निभाते जाए, करते हैं ये दुआ सदा. It sounds beautiful. So I'll straight away dive into the vocals, because that is the most important section in the bridge, and it holds everything together. It has this chorus effect because it has a lot of singers singing it. Let me dive into that. So this is Ishaan's solo vocal that we have for the bridge. तेरे पास होते हुए तुझको चुराए, तेरे संग प्यार की रस्में निभाते जाए. We have Ishaan's backing melodies here. It has a chorus effect on it. I think it has a flanger as well. It's slightly giving that wide tone to his vocals. Then the most important section, we have the bridge chorus. तेरे पास होते हुए तुझको चुराए, तेरे संग प्यार की रस्में निभाते जाए. So this has 8 layers, if I'm not wrong, 8 to 10 layers of vocals together. This has my brother singing in it, I am singing it, and my uncle is singing it. So we have 3 people in this particular section. For this vocal, we have around 10 layers, if I'm not wrong, 10 vocal layers, and we've stacked it all up. And we've not really cut it up and comped it in a way that sounds very produced or sounds very worked on. We wanted something that sounds very natural, something in a live environment that you would see in a live ghazal, in a live mehfil. That is the sort of treatment we went with. We didn't really do much, and we didn't really want to align the vocals perfectly with each other. My brother and my uncle have a lower octave recorded as well. I think you would be able to hear it here. The vocals sound absolutely beautiful in this area. I'll play the group vocals once again. तेरे पास होते हुए तुझको चुराए, तेरे संग प्यार की रस्में निभाते जाए. So these have augmented strings in the background. We didn't really want to put a lot of instruments. We wanted to make it as natural as possible. So we have reversed a melody here, and we've also added a little bit of LFO, and it is also sidechaining with the vocals a little. So it has these ups and downs even in this reverse sample. Let's go to the drums. Drums are the most important section. We have a lot of tablas here. Tabla plus dholak, we have multiple loops of that. let's go to the first loop. It has this very crunchy tone to it when we processed it later, and this is the other dholak tabla loop. So this has a lot of low end, it has a lot of weight, so together it sounds like this. Sounds beautiful with the shakers and the hand claps. Sounds like this. Oh, completely forgot about these shakers, these jangles here. So from the Perkin shaker loop that we had, I extracted this particular part and sort of replicated it here. It's just duplicates of the same note playing. Sounds like this together. It feels very natural. It feels like it's giving a groove that is adding on to the tablas that we already have. And yeah, it sounds beautiful. And for the instruments, I think we just have a pad running, which is actually quite loud. And we have a riser towards the end. So this is right before the alap comes in. So all the pads and the aap together sound like this. And then we have this popular, incredible alap that Ishaan has taken. So good, so good. Yeah, this gap was meant to be something very creative, and he came up with this alap, and this is the first recording. Like, there were absolutely no retakes in this song. This final chorus, we can go through the final chorus as well, because it has amazing drum sections. I have another tabla loop added to the low dholak plus tabla loop that we had. So with this we have, so I wanted a loop that is a little more constant, because the first chorus didn't have either of these tabla loops or the dholak loops. It had like a very minimized version of it. Both these tablas sound like this together. Even though it took us 2 freaking years to finish this song, and I am very happy with the output. 2 years and a lot of production versions, and this is what we have at the end.
बन गए तुम दिल के बहाने।